Hey, hey. How's it going, guys? Hey. Yes, this is going to be what the title says. Um, I am just giving you all a fair warning. This might be a long video, but if you're willing to listen and hear my story, then you might appreciate life a little more. Um, but I need to do this for myself. I need to talk about it. I need to get this off my chest. And I think it's time that I move on. By far, is this not a Scentsy video? Scentsy will be brought up. Sorry, I gotta plug in my laptop. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot my laptop wasn't plugged in. Hi, girls. I'm gonna try to not let the dogs distract me or anything. But by far, this is not a Scentsy story. Scentsy will be brought up, I promise you. But if you're willing to hear me out, and if you're willing to listen to my story, you're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna be happy. But I'm just giving you all this heads up, and I need to just talk about it so I can move on from it. Tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary. I've been wanting to do this for the last few days. It's just seriously been one of the most emotional weeks I've ever been in. I am going to try not to slobber over this video. And it doesn't help that, it's that time for women right now. So anyways, okay. I'm gonna pretty much start from the day before the fire, which is a year ago today, or actually a year ago today last year to today. And what potential tomorrow is going to be like. Don't mind my hair. This Puerto Rican Italian hair is coming out, but I'm sick of putting it up. And it needs to kind of just stay down for a minute. So don't judge the way I look right now. Like I said, I'm a hot mess, but it's been an emotional week. Okay, so November 7th, 2018. Hi. Hi to everybody. Okay, so November 7th, 2018. I wake up and I have a horrible case of anxiety. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I am an anxiety case. I hide it very well. I try not to show it because that's just who I am. I try to just keep pushing, keep my head up, and just keep going. So my anxiety is always through the roof, but there's always a reason for my anxiety. Usually when I have a pit in my stomach or an anxiety-filled day, I know something's about to happen. I went to work that day and I told my manager, I'm going to do the best that I can here at work. I'm going to, focus on it and see what happens. But my anxiety is through the roof. I don't know why. Usually it's a tall tale sign. And then, it scares me, but we'll see what happens. But I'm going to do my job. That night I was driving home. I was already in a fight with Vince because I was dating Vince at the time. I was already, we were fighting. A lot of crap was going on. So I was driving home, but I'm going up the hill and I'm seeing, going up Skyway. It's a little bit of a hill. It's an incline. We go to 2,000 feet from sky level to 2,000. So, I'm going up the hill and this moon was just bright. It was just super bright and it was windy, but I'm used to the wind. And it was just like extremely extra bright. It's a weird day, weird night. It's a weird moon, but okay. So I'm being facetious that night. I'm literally driving around paradise all around town at like 11 o'clock at night after I get off of work. And I was with Vince at the time over these stupid signs. I had taken them for Scentsy because I used the wire for my Scentsy signs that I had for the Poppy Festival. And so I stole his side. I didn't know he was going to use it. So I took his side, and he's an Audrey Jenny fan. So, you know, I took that and I put that in the yard, and then I took the metal sign for my Scentsy stuff. And he got mad, so I was facetious. So I went around, because it was after elections, I went around the entire town and collected all of these signs, all of these metal, you know, the metal signs that they stick into the ground and they hold up, you know, realtor signs and the election signs. So I went around all of Paradise. It was just crazy that I did it that night. So I did that, and nobody was out, so I got to just kind of stop and hop out and get these signs. I collected them. And I, of course, had to collect the opposite signs because I'm just a facetious bitch. And I collected them, and it was like midnight. I get home and I throw them on the porch and I go to bed. Well, that morning, I was waking up to go to Sacramento to go see Miss Stephanie, who does this beautiful nap of mine. She does my hair. I wanted to, you know, support her. She's a Scentsy sister. So we made an appointment for Thursday morning, 9 o'clock. And the morning of the fire. So we set it up so I would wake up. I set my alarm clock, 6:30. So the morning of the fire, a year ago tomorrow, the day that changed my life. Some of you have heard this, some of you haven't. But if you have heard it, you've actually just read it. I don't know if you've actually heard it from my mouth. So this is the campfire. I wake up at 6:30. My really good, just about best friend, Priscilla, she texts me because I have her canopy, her wagon in my trunk, because I had borrowed it for the weekend before that Saturday, or actually no, that Sunday, I had a car show. Ironically enough, I was at a car show in Reading for the grandfather who lost his whole entire family in the car fire. So I went to support that. I had a Scentsy event, and that's where I was the weekend before. So I had to borrow her canopy and her wagon to make my life easier for the event. I was supposed to go down there a couple of days before to bring it to her. So she had messaged me and she was like, "What are you awake for?" And I said, "I'm getting my hair done, so I gotta be awake." Well, of course, I had Roscoe and Bruna at the time. And Roscoe, 5 days prior to that, got stabbed by a tree. He had to have stitches, so I had some antibiotics, and that was the last day of his antibiotics in that morning. So then, so of course I have to wake up. I have to get up because I'm driving to Sacramento. My appointment's at 9 o'clock and it's already 6:30. So I got to leave pretty early, and that means I have to feed the dog, give Roscoe his medicine, make sure they go outside, take care of that, and then drive. I think I had to stop for gas halfway through. So I knew I had to leave pretty early. So I'm up about 6:45. I crawl out of bed. I get the dogs out. I kind of lay down for a minute. I kind of, scroll through Facebook. And I see I'm in Buttes, Crimes, Fires, and Accidents. And I see fire in Polga. Started at 6:30. But at that time, it wasn't spreading too far. And it was in Polga. I thought Polga was in Orville. And I was like, that's not going to hit us. We're fine. I have a hair appointment. I haven't had a hair appointment in 3 years. I have to go down to Sacramento. I have to go do this. It's not going to hit us. So I'm starting to get ready. And Vince is like, why is the sky orange? And I said, oh, there's a fire in Polga. And he goes, in Polga? And I said, yeah. I said, I don't even know where that is. He's like, that's close to us. I said, oh, we're going to be fine. He goes, you're seriously going to Sacramento? I said, I have to go to Sacramento. You don't understand. I need my hair done. It's been far too long. It took too long for me to get this appointment. It took way too entire, and you women know, You women know when we have hair appointments, it's important to keep going to our hair appointments and get it done. Like my hair was a nap. It needed to get done. So no, I was still going. I was supposed to leave at 7:30. I do what I do. I think I had, my shake to make and stuff like that. So I was, taking my vitamins, doing my shake, getting Roscoe all set up, getting Bruno all set up. Take pictures of before pictures of my hair, because my hair was probably down to here. So I was cutting off a pretty good chunk of hair. And so I took the before pictures and I left. And the only reason why I know times for any of this is because when you take pictures nowadays, it tells you exactly what time if you go to the info. And I was curious at what time I left, because that was the timeline that I needed to have. So 7:42 is the time I left. And I get in my car and I leave. Vince is like, don't go. And I said, I have to go. So I left, 7:42 in the morning. I go the back way to Clark. I lived off of Row and Neal. And so if you make a left, you can go down Clark to get to the 70, so I can shoot down Sacramento, which is the way I go down 70. I hate the 99. I avoid the 99. It's a death trap. I just don't do the 99. So I always take 70. Or you can go right down Neal to take the 99 and go the other way. But I try to avoid going through Chico if I'm up in Paradise. So I go down Row, go wiggle waggle. I get to Clark and Bushman. And I see this lady, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's kind of like, she did a U-turn, and she's like kind of cockeyed a little bit on the corner, and she's filming, and I watch her. She's going like this, and she's filming the sky. And I'm like kind of trying to watch her because I see all this orange, I'm looking to the right, and I see this because I'm at the intersection right here. If I go left, it's up to Paradise. If I go down, it's down to 70. So right or left. I can't go straight. But I'm watching her and I'm following her and I see bright orange and I just scan through it. And then I get to my intersection because I'm about to, make my right turn. So I need to check the traffic, of course, because I'm not going to pull out in front of somebody. I look and all I see is just ash dumping on my windshield and a big black cloud of smoke and flames. And my immediate thought, here we go, I'm going to start crying. My immediate thought was, that's a lot closer. It's only been an hour. How is it so close? And oh my God, Jessica. I knew where that was, and I know where I have to go to pick up Jessica or hang out with Jessica when I'm there. And my first thought was, oh my God, my best friend. So I immediately, I try to call her, but Vince is calling me because he gets on the scanner and he tells me, you need to come back. This is closer than you think. And I tell him, you are not at the intersection. You are not seeing it for yourself. I am seeing this. I know this is close. I got to get a hold of Jessica. I got to go. I'll be back in 10 minutes. He goes, all right. My dogs are at home. Everything's at home. I call Jessica. No answer. I call her again. No answer. If any of you know my best friend, Jessica, she sleeps through everything. I love her dearly, but she sleeps through everything. But we've come to the conclusion that it was all meant to happen. But I call her, nothing. I have to get home. I have to get my dogs. Had I not had my dogs, it may have been a little bit different, but I had to go get my dogs. I knew exactly where the fire was. I knew exactly where she was, and I knew that I had no time. And if I looked over here towards my house, I can see actual flames coming over the mountain, which confused me because where Jessica is, she's in higher Paradise, upper Paradise, Wagstaff, Pence. I'm down in Row, and Neal closest to Skyway, closest to the very bottom of Paradise. There's no reason that Paradise should have had the way that it went. I was confused at the time. So I wasn't prepared for the sight that I see on my way home, but it gets me ready. After the car fire, I'm a prepper, I'm a planner, I get ready for things, I'm a survivalist. Some of you may not believe me, some of you understand me, but for the 10 minutes that I drove home, I decided to, all right, this is it. This is what I've prepared for. I am ready for this. What do I need to grab? How do I need to grab things? How much time do I have? I figured I had 10 minutes. I was 19. I had to write a paper for the CBEST. This is what actually prepped me, plus the car fire actually got me really, really thinking. And then my dad and I had a conversation about Paradise burning up while I was living there. So we all kind of prepared for this. We all saw this happening. But I had written a paper. I was 19, so I didn't have other things to worry about. But it was 3 things that you would grab in 5 minutes on a fire. My first 3 things, which I didn't grab one of them. My pictures, my Letterman's jacket, and my medals, my track medals. Those were the first 3 things that I can think of when I was a kid. And now things changed, but they were still in my top 5. I had top 5 things of what I would grab. And then the last 5 things, if I had time, of my business that I would grab. I knew I didn't want to lose complete of my business, but I knew I had certain things to grab that was important, more important than my business, that I can't replace. So I had a list of 5. And I'm telling you this because any of you who are California, we never know. We never know who's next. It's not when is it going to happen, it's who is next. Unfortunately, it is that way. Unfortunately, it's going to be that way until PG&E gets their heads out of their asses. They clean up these forests, they figure out what they're going to do, and they have to. But you have to prepare. And I'm telling you my story, 1, so you guys can understand, and 2, so you all can prepare. So anyway, so I grabbed my 5 things. Money, of course, because I was a server and I saved money all around. My Letterman's jacket, I wasn't going to replace that. My dogs, of course, that's going to be one of my top 5 things. That's inevitable. That is not part of the things that I can't grab. That is always going to be something that I grab. And then, what did I say? My Letterman, my birth certificate. Let's see, yeah, my pictures, my Letterman's jacket, my money, my birth certificate, Roscoe's paperwork, and a couple other things that I grabbed, like mementos of friends that have passed. I have quite a few of them. That's why, side note, a lot of you don't understand why I can get past death so easily, is because I've been dealing with death since I was 6 years old, and it's just part of life, and you just have to accept it. It's really hard. It's really hard to lose certain people in your life. It's going to be hard, but you kind of just have to remember them. But anyways, I did grab some of those mementos. They were important to me. And so I grabbed all those. I packed up my car. It's funny because I left what was in my car. I had stupid stuff from the event that I'm like, okay, really, I could have thrown this out. But in my mind, I had 10 minutes. In my mind, I was prepared to only grab what I had for 10 minutes. Because when you look left, you see black in the trees. But when you look right, straight through, all I can see are flames. All I can see is the orange glow. And it's not a normal orange glow that you get from the sun. All of us have been in fires in California. You know what that sun is. You know what the smoke looks like when the sun's coming through. This was a bright, dark orange. And I knew we weren't coming back to this house. I knew so many people were going to be dead. It was 7:30 in the morning. Nobody knew this fire was spreading as quick as it was. Now that I think, thanks, dogs. I needed that. Oh my goodness. Nobody knew. Now that I know in hindsight, I wish I would have blared my horn while I was driving, like down, trying to honk my horn, but my focus was trying to get a hold of my best friend, try to think of what I needed to grab. But I think, I should have honked my horn in hindsight. Plus, people were going to school, people were dropping off their kids, so I figured they would see it. So I'm home. I don't know what time it was. I called Stephanie. I said, "Hey, I'm evacuating. I'll be down in an hour. I don't think it's gonna hit the house." At this time, I didn't think it was gonna hit the house, but then I did. Like your mind plays major tricks on you. Um, hold on. Knock it off. Your mind does play tricks on you. So, don't mind. Yes, I am in my pajamas still. Uh, So like I said, I don't know what time it was at the time, but I thought I had 10 minutes. I literally thought I had 10 minutes. So I'm grabbing everything, going back and forth. And then for some reason, I got gas the night before. I am OCD. If any of you have driven with me, you know that I write down everything. You know that I write down when I get gas, how many miles I have. I clear it out and everything. Somehow, some way, I filled up my tank that night. I still don't remember. So I filled up, which gave me the ability to start my car because at that moment I see it's coming. I'm listening to the scanner that Vince is playing. Here where it's at, it's by the hospital. You know, I'm trying to get a hold of Jessica. Finally, Jessica wakes up. Her power goes out. She calls me. She's fine, so I'm able to kind of focus a little bit more on what I need to grab and what I need to do. So, you know, I did call Danny, her boyfriend, saying, "You need to get up there. Your girlfriend's sleeping. Hurry up." But he was down in Chico, so he wasn't able to get up there. So for some reason, I decided to film the house. And at this point, because I film and I see a clock, I know what time it is. It's 8:30 in the morning. But at that point, you lose all track of time. It's starting to get pitch black. It's starting to get dark. You don't know what time it is. So you know, I started my office and I filmed my entire inside of the house, except for my closet for some reason. Like I said, your mind playing tricks on you. So I filmed the house of what I need to film. Um, and then I think I no before this I actually lit up the dogs. I get their I grab everything for the dogs. I grab their dog food, their dog bowls, their dog leashes, their dog collars, um, their beds for sure, and then I throw it all in the car. I put the beds on the seat of my car, the back seat, and then I get them. Roscoe tries, "Hey, enough!" Roscoe tries to jet off. I yell at him. He gets in the car. Bruno's already in there. Gosh, Bruno's getting a lot bigger since that too. Now that I'm thinking, but they get in the car. The car is started, and then I load everything around them. At this point, I have a little bit more than 10 minutes, of course, because I grab my things that I want to grab, and then I'm able to grab a couple of my business items, like my clothes. I was like, well, I need branding. If nothing else, I've paid for my branding. I need branding still. And I grab my bars because at that point, I'm thinking cash on hand. I can sell these bars if I need the money. This is the easiest way to sell. And I forfeited all of my warmers. That was a lot of warmers. They made it though. A couple of them did. If you see, I have that white diffuser that's still there. That was about 4 feet up. Scentsi's amazing product. But I forfeit my warmers and I forfeit pretty much my entire office. My personal bars, I grab my business bars, but I don't grab my personal bars. I don't grab any of my personal stuff. And then, you know, I do what I do. I grab what I grab. Everything's stuffed in my car. And I'm hearing leaf blowers. I'm hearing the scanner trying to figure out where the fire is, how close it's getting to us. Like I said, I don't know how long I've been there. I'm thinking, oh my God, I've been here a half hour. It's time to go. We've been here too late. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm hearing the horn to say evacuate. I think it was just the echoing of the leaf blowers, honestly. But everybody was trying to blow off the leaves of their houses. And so I just start walking around saying, "There's nothing left I can grab. There's nothing left I can grab. I have no room. I know I should have grabbed things, but my mind was like, no, you're coming back. You're coming back. There's no way this fire is going to get here. You're coming back. But then I knew I wasn't coming back because every time I would go out, I would see this orange like just coming at me. Like I knew it. And then the ashes were getting thicker. I had to keep closing and opening my trunk every time I wanted to pack something into it because I was getting piles of ash and I didn't want my trunk to catch on fire. Zoe, enough. I have boxes that I can show that have ash in the bottom of them that were smoldering. I'm surprised that my trunk didn't catch on fire, but I had to keep opening and closing. And so the ash was getting thicker, everything was getting darker, and everything was smelling horrific. I have asthma, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I'm just running back and forth, you know. I wasn't panicking. I'm able to tell Vince that he needs to grab whatever he thinks he needs to grab, whatever's on his mind, grab it. Because whatever's on your mind, you need to grab because that's your instinct telling you to grab it. That's your instinct telling you you need to get that. So when you're in a fire, go to every room, see what your gut tells you to grab, see what your instinct tells you to look at, and grab it. If it tells you to go somewhere, go to it, gravitate to it. You might see what you need it to, what it's telling you to grab, but grab it. Your mind knows, your gut knows to grab those things, so grab it. But I went to every room. I threw some stuff in the safe thinking that the safe was going to be fine. It wasn't. Don't trust your fire safe. Just grab everything that you need. Have it on person. Unless you have no room, then you have to figure out what you forfeit. But anyways, so I go to every room and I think it's time to go. Something's telling me it's time to go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. So I asked Vince, you come in? He says no. And I said, okay, I gotta go. I don't care. I'll meet you at the bottom of the hill on the way down Neil. He said, all right. I don't know what time he leaves. He leaves, I think, 45 minutes after me. So I back out and I make a right. I go down row. My dumbass decides to hide my regular glasses under everything. So I have to look for my regular glasses and I'm wearing sunglasses and it's pitch black at this time. It's like midnight at this time. It was funny because my manager at Cozy Diner was like, I need you to come to work. And I tell him, I'm on row trying to get out of paradise right now. I'm not coming to work. So I get off the phone with him and I'm going down row. It's dark, it's pitch black, plus I have freaking sunglasses on, dummy. So then I get to the bottom of Neil and row and Neil is on fire. It puzzles me. I just heard the hospital is on fire. This is upper paradise. I'm in lower paradise. Why is Neil on fire? Because Skyway was on fire. Somehow it spread. Skyway got on fire, which spread to Neil. So Neil's on fire. I'm looking at this fire and I'm thinking, okay, cool. I can't see where the hell I'm going. And honestly, I pack my car as high as I can in my passenger seat. I have two dogs, two big dogs. I have a Border Collie St. Bernard mix and a German Shepherd Greyhound mix. They are not small dogs. Roscoe had just turned a year old and Bruno was almost a year old in January. These were still big dogs. They're huge now, but they were big dogs. So I have them stuffed in the middle seat in the back, everything surrounded with them. My trunk is full. And I have an ice chest in my lap because I'm thinking, okay, I don't know where I'm going. I have no family up here. I'm not going to Chico. I can only imagine how the traffic is. I don't know where I'm going. So just in case I need water, I have an ice chest with Scentsy ice packs and I throw that in the ice chest and I have it, but I have it in my lap. And so I'm driving down and I get to the intersection of road, Neil. Like I said, it's on fire and I'm thinking, okay, I got to get out, but how do I get out? Like traffic's coming down. They're making this turn instead of going down Skyway. But then I see 5 cars piled up behind me and I see the fire and I'm like, oh my God, if I don't get off this road, I'm going to kill these people. I'm going to kill these people that are behind me. I have to get off this road. All right. And I pray to God, please let me just get out. And I just take the chance and I go and I cut this person off and I'm just like, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. And they're going slow enough to where I can get out. And then all of a sudden, you drive down Neil and Neil, the entire Neil is on fire. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And I think Jody video chats me at this time. So no, I actually know she wasn't on the phone with me yet. try to call my mom and say, hey, you're going to see a video. I just did a call for Jessica on Facebook Live. Nicole might watch. She might tell you we're in a fire. We are in a fire, but I'm okay. She's like, what? I'm kind of a spitfire sometimes, and I'm just like, we're in a fire. We're okay. Nicole's going to see the video. I can't talk right now. I'm driving down. I'm trying to evacuate. I got to go. So my mom's like, slow down. So I tell her. And then I get off the phone with her. And then Jody calls me probably a couple minutes later, and I'm trying to like take pictures or whatever, because on the right side was Neil and Skyway. That was on fire. And then on the left side is kind of like towards my house, because I can make a loop. If I turn left onto like the first street after Neil, I kind of loop down, and then there's another exit at the bottom of Neil. So I'm not there yet, but that whole side is on fire, and I'm just like, what the hell? So then I'm driving down, and I get past. Jody calls me, and I put her on my dash, and she's on video, and I'm like, I'm not going to pay attention to you, just be on the phone with me and not, you know, looking at you on the dash. So I put her in the dash, and she can kind of see outside the back. And we're going slow. It's traffic. At the bottom of Neil is a stoplight, and then you go north to Chico. Everybody was getting to Chico. It was, first of all, rush hour because people work in Chico, and then everybody's trying to escape. A lot of people still like knew what was going on, but didn't know what was going on. At the time, it was a lot of chaos. They called everybody to evacuate all at the same time. They couldn't get a control on it. The winds were blaring. It was causing its own wind. It was causing its own windstorm and its force, and it was coming at us. The entire town was going to burn at this moment. And I knew it. And I thought about all those people and all those elderly people that have nobody at home for them, nobody at home to help them out because it's early, or they just don't have family around and they are stubborn, so they live by themselves. You think about that, but then you also think about what you have to do to survive. So I go down Neil, and we're stuck in traffic. I'm just like, okay, cool, we're out of the fire. Jody's like, you're not out of the fire, you need to get out, you need to get out. And I said, I can't. They're coming up this way with emergency vehicles. They're letting the stoplight dictate traffic. Traffic's backed up. Everybody, for some freaking reason, was trying to go right to Chico. Just go straight to Durham, and then you could have gone. But either way, people panic, people do what they need to do. It's fine. I'm not judging them. I was just like, oh my God, we need to get off this hill. We need to get off this hill. Why are the cops holding us up? There's cops down there. Do traffic control. So no, it's all right. So we probably take about a good half hour to get off this hill. Jody's like, you need to get off. There's fire in the back. And I said, no, we're not. I see clear skies. No. Now that I think about it, yeah, there is fire behind me. But at that moment, I couldn't see. I literally couldn't see behind me. All I could see was just to the left through my driver's side window. So then I get off. Finally, I get through the light, and we go. And then I go across, and I get to Durham, and I look up, and oh my goodness, that sight was a sight to see when you see what you just came from to where you're at now. I had a couple people call me to tell me to go to Chico. I'm sitting at the bottom of the hill at Durham. I don't know how long I'm there. I think I'm there for like an hour. Just, you know, talking to the dogs, getting the dogs some water in a bowl, doing what I could, trying to contemplate. Well, first I was also trying to wait for Vince, because I thought Vince was going to be right behind me, which he wasn't. Like, I can see his car, or his truck. I knew he had quads in the back of his truck. And so I knew where I can see him from. And he didn't come down at the time. So I'm like, I can't sit at this bottom of this hill this whole time. Like, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I need to go do something. And my gracious coworker Wendy calls me and tells me to come to Orville. Priscilla later calls me and tells me to come to Live Oak. But Orville's closer because I need to get to Chico, because I feel like I need to get to Jessica. I need to pick her up. She's with some strangers. I have no idea who she's with. So she doesn't know who she's with, and I know how my best friend is. So my focus was staying in Chico so I can get to her, or close to Chico. But I get to Orville, and, you know, we're sitting there. And by then, my stepmom and my dad hadn't called me. They didn't know what was going on because at the time there was a shooting down in Southern California and then they're on fire. It was like 1:30. I check in with my mom. I tell her we're okay. Hold on. You guys, lay down. Enough. Anyway, so I check in with my mom, we're fine. And then I check in with my parents and they don't know what's going on, so I enlighten them and tell them my house is gone, I'm gonna have nothing to go home to, we're in a fire, and what was predicted has happened. So I tell them everything's gone, the town of Paradise is gone. I knew it, I saw it, there's no way that people were surviving, so I said it. So I finally get a hold of Jessica, and I try to make my way to Chico. Absolutely gridlock. There's no way to get to Chico. No way whatsoever to get to Chico. Everybody was trying to get there. That's the place for food. That's the place for hotels. That's the place for gas. That's the hub. That's where you go. And it's the closest. Like it's 8 miles from Paradise and 11 miles from Magalia. So, I sit there and then I look at the hill and I see the fire is just getting worse and it's going to Chico. And I'm like, oh, great, now Chico's going to burn. But then no, they do great with Chico and they make sure that it doesn't. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So then I talk to Priscilla and I ask her, hey, I need to bring my bars down. I didn't bring all my Scentsy stuff that I did save to you. And so I go back to Oroville, pick up all my stuff from Vince's parents' house that's Scentsy-wise because I trust my Scentsy sister to hold all the stuff that I saved, hold all my stuff because I love Priscilla and I just know it's going to be safe. So then I grab all my stuff and I bring it down there. Plus I need to empty out my car. And having to empty out my car because I have 2 dogs in it that are going to be with me for who knows how long. Luckily Wendy has the dogs, so I was able to drop them off. But I had clothes and, just a hamper because that was the one thing you grab. You always grab a hamper because unless you just did laundry like I did the night before with my favorite clothes, like my darks, but I had all my whites. So always grab a hamper in a time of a fire because they're always going to have your favorite clothes or at least your garments, and so you have socks and underwear. So I grab all of that, and that's all in my car. So then I put out a request to get a storage unit, and then all these friends were like, come take a shower. I don't remember what days or what anymore, and when I did what. I think it was, the next day, because I was almost having to evacuate from Oroville because the fire was coming out there, and they were supposed to do an evacuation in Oroville, so I threw everything back in my car. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. Throw it back in the car. I'm just going to have everything in the car. So then I realized I need a storage unit, so the next day I get a storage unit. But my friend Jen and Ken were gracious. They let me come over. They had some donations from our friend Lacey. They said, come on over. So I went over, took a shower, did some laundry. But little did they tell me how bad I reeked of smoke. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for not telling me, damn, girl, you smell. Everything reeked of smoke. I didn't realize my entire car reeked of smoke. Where they were in northern Chico, so it wasn't as bad because the winds were blowing at south and west and east. Some reason where I was, it wasn't smoky. So when I opened my car door that night to go out to put my clean clothes in the car, I was like, holy crap, this smells bad. I have to get all my stuff out of here. How bad do I smell? Nobody told me that I smell so bad of smoke. I mean, of course, it's inevitable, but I don't smell it because I just spent a freaking 4 hours in the smoke. So anyways, and then, everything was covered. It smelled like smoke for weeks in Chico, plus the car fire had just happened. So after that, I get all things situated. So now it's pretty much the day after, and now I get to tell you all the aftermath. That was the fire. That was horrible. That was the worst experience. You don't know who's going to survive and who's not going to survive. I have so many friends in Paradise, so many people that I care about in Paradise, before this. My little sister Lisa, she just had her baby in our on Halloween, and she has her daughter Rosalie. And then there's Destiny and all of them, and Charlotte. They were on my mind. And then you have the DeStefanos, and you have Brittany and Colby. Even though I wasn't talking to her, I still thought of them because I knew where the fire was, and I knew that their house was going to be gone because I knew where I was compared to them, and I knew they were going to be gone. But I knew they would be safe. But you just think about all these things, and everything hits you. You think, oh my God, what am I going to do from here on? At the time, I was having problems with Vince, so I literally was homeless. Of course, I had friends. I wasn't homeless. I was couch surfing. So between the fire until December, I had bounced from 5 different places with 2 big dogs, a storage unit, a bag to just have what I had. And it was winter. It's November. It's cold at this point. 3 days after the fire had ended, it started to freaking rain, and it didn't stop raining, and it flooded. So then I had my stuff at Priscilla's. I had stuff scattered everywhere, and some stuff at Wendy's house. So I was in Orville. I was in Live Oak. I was in Durham. I was in Chico. And then I went back to Orville. It's been, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I sugarcoat it when I wake up every day and keep going. I sugarcoat it when I realize that life is too short and you need to keep going, and the past is the past, but yet you have to remember it. Shape from it, learn from it. When you're jumping from house to house, trying to figure out, do I stay up here? Do I leave? What do I do? I could go anywhere at this point, but I didn't want to leave. I had just sold my house in Chico, and August 10th was when my house in Chico. And some of you had seen that video where I said this is the biggest mistake of my entire life. But it's all right, hindsight. So then, graciously, I have a huge network with Scentsy, and Priscilla hooked me up with Mandy, and Mandy hooked me up with a apartment in Orville. I happened to be staying in a trailer at that time because some gracious, wonderful customers of mine at Cozy Diner had a trailer opening up because they had people that were living there while their house was getting fixed in Berry Creek. So then I took over and went into the trailer. They accepted my dogs, and they did everything they could for me. So it was amazing. But I lived in a trailer, and the first night that I lived there, it flooded. My entire bed got soaked. All of my pillows got soaked. The entire trailer got soaked, but you just manage, and it's a roof over my head. But I knew I had to get out of that situation. So anyways, so I get an apartment, and I'm still working at Cozy Diner, and it's not the best apartment. It's not the best area, and it's Orville, but it's a roof over my head, and I can bring my dogs. So I get there, and then in May, a year after I had originally moved in Paradise, because I moved to Paradise in May, sold my house in August of last year. But then in May of this year, I met a guy, I met a person, we cleaned the house. He needs to rent out the house because him and his wife will never come back. His wife is never coming back to Paradise. Some people can't. It was too horrific of a day for them. So she's never coming back to Paradise. She's never been back to this house. They want to sell it, but they have the entire outside of the house that got burnt. Some of the side of the house actually got burnt, but the house didn't burn down. So there's a lot of work to be done, but they did to rent it out so they can buy another house. That's where I'm at. I'm back in Paradise a year after I had originally moved to Paradise. We're coming up to a year tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to all of you. It has been the hardest year of my entire life. But you learn, you deal with it, you go to counseling. You have to go to counseling. I'm sorry, I've been through way too much in my life. And this fire is so traumatic and so horrific that if you have yet to go to counseling as a campfire survivor or a survivor of anything, I urge you to go to counseling. It's amazing and it helps you. It helps you cope and it helps you deal with it. I look like I'm not dealing with it right now, but right now, this is my way of getting past it. This is my way of finally getting done with it because tomorrow is the year anniversary. I know I'm going to be a wreck. I didn't want to tell my story worse than I am today. This whole week's been a freaking emotional roller coaster. But this is my way of healing. This is my way of getting past this fire and enlightening all of you that this has not been easy. My campfire survivors, man, I give it to all of you. This has been hard, and PG&E keeps messing with us, and it hasn't been an easy last couple of months between the power outage and everything. But man, you campfire survivors and all my friends out there, you are all amazing. You all have to remember that. You all have to realize that we went through something that not anybody else went through. 27,000 people had their lives changed that day. Some embrace it, some don't. Some let it swallow them up, and some learn from it and use it and make it into a blessing. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about dwelling. But another reason why I'm coming on this video is I've been busting my ass since the day after the fire, because actually, no, the day of the fire, that day, and ever since, I've been busting my ass, working hard, not letting this stop my business, not letting this stop me, keeping me focused and keeping me going as a motivator. So this is also my way of finally grieving over this fire, because everybody always said it's going to hit, it's going to hit, it's going to hit, and I knew it was going to hit closest to the year anniversary. I'm not going to lie, flashbacks have been happening more and more this week. Every time I drive by a sign that I saw last year that is still the same, there's veteran signs that are up that were there for last year. And I just have flashbacks. This week I've been having flashbacks. So I needed to talk about it. And I needed to grieve. But I needed to let you all know. Because this is what I do. This is me. But anyways, some can dwell. And some can keep going. I didn't like my past. I didn't like the past that I've come from. I didn't like the past that I did for myself. I didn't like the things that have done in my life. And so I kept certain things. I have certain things. But I let certain things go because how many of you have ever wanted to actually start their lives over? Start with nothing. Start from scratch. Start from as an adult if you were just born into this world. Some of us got that chance, and I embraced it. I embraced it. All of my past, all of my crap, all of my negativity, all of the bullshit drama crap between all of my exes and all of my friends and all of my life. And the proof that I've had is gone. Guess what? I don't have to live it anymore because there's no proof of it. Some of it I want proof of, but some of it, no. So I have been lucky enough to start over. 27,000 people had the chance to start over. And let me tell you, only like 1,500 people are back in paradise. Some are forced, some aren't. 10% of people are going to let it take them down and dwell. And who knows how many are going to, honestly, how many are going to commit suicide tomorrow? Some people are not going to be able to handle the 1 year anniversary. And it is what it is. And it's the truth. And a lot of you need to see. A lot of you, after you watch this Netflix video, I know a majority of you are going to watch Netflix, you have to see. Yeah, the dogs want to tell their story. Sorry, I'm just now. I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm just now reading up the comments real quick. Thank you all for who are watching. Some want to hear the story, some don't. But I felt like another reason why I wanted to come on is because that Netflix movie came out. A lot of you are watching it. A lot of you see that side. But how many of you actually know a survivor personally, one-on-one, to hear the story? To hear the story of the most horrific day. A lot of us have lived to a year later, and how many of us have flourished because of it? It's a small blessing, let me tell you. I would rather have my stuff back. I would rather have this fire never have happened. But there's nothing we can do about it. And everyone says it's just stuff, but it's not your stuff. It's not your memories. It's not your things that you lost. It's my stuff. It's my life. It's my memories. It's 27,000 other people's memories. But since there is nothing we can do about it, we can't bring back our stuff. We have to learn that it's a very, very small blessing and go with it. I've had the hardest year of my entire life, but I've had the best year of my entire life in business. I've been a Scentsy consultant for 9 years. I've done it for 9 years. And it wasn't because of the fire. It was because of the fire that I realized that life is too short and I need to stop being lazy and I need to do stuff for myself that I enjoy and that I am passionate about, and I have a great network around me. I have amazing friends. I have amazing positivity. So if I didn't use that gift of Scentsy, then there is nothing left for me to be around for. But I'm telling you all this, it has not been easy. I am hitting a wall. It has been the hardest last 3 months of my life. Yes, I went on a cruise. That was an amazing cruise. I did it because life is too short and I'm trying to enjoy it, and money is just money. It sucks that we all need it. It sucks that it's stressful, and it sucks that now is the time that it's detrimental, but enjoy your lives, everybody. Enjoy what you have. Appreciate those that are around, but also appreciate what you have. Because in a day, it's going to be gone. I found a box. It had all my high school pictures in it. That was awesome. That's the only thing I've found outside of the fire. I grabbed a couple boxes. I threw them on the trailer. I had no idea what were in these boxes. I still haven't opened one. I have no idea what's in that box. I'm hoping and praying that it's my plaques and my ribbons from track since I lost all my medals. So I'm hoping, but I found my pictures, so that was the benefit. But I know a lot of you don't care, and a lot of you won't even make it as far as 58 minutes into watching this if you're catching the replay. Because if you're not seeing the live button, obviously you're catching the replay. But if you take the moment to watch this, just understand that there are so many others that are feeling this way. There are so many others that are in my position. A lot won't talk about it. A lot won't share their story. Some shared them in books, some shared them in movies, some shared them in other ways. This is my way of sharing it. This is my way of grieving, and this is my way of moving on. Tomorrow is going to be a hard day. I don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to one of the ceremonies of the key reveal. I didn't turn in my key because I didn't know how I felt. I think I froze. Yep, I froze. Thanks, guys. But thank you all. I know I froze for a minute. But enjoy your lives, guys. Understand why I am sharing my passion, why I share so much Scentsy, why I am all Scentsy, and why it's important to me. My dogs are important to me. Obviously, I saved them from the fire. I went back to go get them. They were my main concern of why I went back. Because if it wasn't for my dogs, I wouldn't have went up and woke up Jessica and got her. But I chose my dogs. And we have talked about it. We have moved on from it. But my dogs and my Scentsy are the most important things to me. Those have what have been kept me going. It's hard to accept that tomorrow's a year and it went like that. It literally went so close. But tomorrow's the year, tomorrow's the day, tomorrow's done. After that, it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then it's more of a distant memory, and that's fine. But it's going to be so hard that it's the first year. So I encourage any of you, if you are near the Paradise area, come up tomorrow. Come see the survivors. Come ask their story. Come talk to them, because they are more than willing to talk about it. We still need a lot of help. We still need all of the care and the love, because again, it's coming on the year. Some of us still are struggling. Some are back in their homes. Some just got back in their homes. But I encourage and I challenge and I dare you, if you are in the vicinity of Paradise, California, change your plans tomorrow. Come up to Paradise. There's a key reveal. There's so many things happening in Paradise. And if you're a camp survivor, come see me at the key reveal tomorrow. I'll be there. Town Center. Oh, it froze on my side. But I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everyone who's helped me. I know I haven't personally thanked you all, but it's not the easiest to sit down and thank everybody and personally do it when I'm trying to rebuild my life and I haven't had time. I offer every single one of my friends and family that are close to me, and even if you're out of the country or out of the state, come visit me. I want to see you all. I just don't have time to go out there and see you and drive out there. I don't know how many times I've seen everybody. I don't know how many times I've wasted my gas, not wasted, but I've used my gas and my time and my effort and had dog sitters to come see you, because I need you. I need you all to come see me now. Nobody knows, but my car, my actual Toyota Corolla, the one that saved me out of the fire, the one has been through so much. I named her Blue Jay. My car that I've had, I bought at the age of 20 with my money, my credit, my car. It has been through more than a lot of you have ever been through. I did about 15,000 miles after the fire on my car. She's out of commission. I miss my car. I've been having to use my Tundra. So on top of the $100 gas for the generator, I spent $100 to fill up my truck. And then everybody expects me to go see them. Come see me. I don't have the money and I don't have the time and effort to come see you all. So I ask you all, Jackie, she's come, I appreciate you. But I offer all of my friends to come see me. I have an open house. I have time off. I have beautiful dogs. I promise you they're lovable. But my Blue Jay, I don't have the money to fix her. So that's another thing it took from me, is my car. I love that car. That car is my ride or die. A lot of you know. A lot of you have been in that car with me. A lot of you have traveled across California with me or to Vegas with me. A lot of you know. That's my baby girl. And I miss that car. But I'm not coming on for sympathy. I'm not coming to I'm coming on to enlighten you all what the life of the campfire survivor is like from my point of view. And I know my life is similar to a lot of other campfire survivors. Some have moved to Oregon. Enough! Some have moved to Oregon, some have moved to Hawaii, some have moved. Sorry, I'm a wreck about IH. Some have moved and made their lives outside of the state, and I commend you. I'm jealous, but it's California. It's hard to leave, but come visit, come say hi, come see what our life is like. There's still so much distraction. There's still so much, like, it also hit yesterday because I went to Jessica's house and I got out of the truck because I had to go print up some stuff. And these people left the state after the fire and they just came yesterday to dig through their debris. All I can do is just stand there and just my heart sink to my stomach. So if all of you who want to watch the Netflix, fine, watch the Netflix. But if you actually want to experience one-on-one, I offer you to come. I have a room. I have somewhere to stay. Come see the life of a campfire survivor. Still living back up in paradise. I will never forget that day. I'll never forget the feeling. I'll never forget any of you. That you all have to understand and you all have to see. So thank you guys for letting me spill my guts and my heart and my soul out on this. This is a process of healing for me. You know I am a voice. You know I speak. You guys know me. And if you haven't, now you do. This is my life. And this is the reality of it. I'm strong. I do what I need to do. This isn't normal for me, but it's life and it makes sense and I have to accept it and I have to get past it. But I know I'm strong. I know I can keep going. I have been keeping going. A lot of you don't understand the tragedies that I've been through, the horrifics that I've been through. This is literally just a cherry on the top of the bull crap that I've been through in my life, but it doesn't stop me and it keeps me going, and you all keep me going, and you all keep encouraging me, and as long as you support me, and as long as you support my business, I will keep continuing to smile. I will keep trying to embrace your Facebook. I will try to do me, and I will try to share the love and the passion that I have with all of you. Some of you are annoyed, some of you enjoy it, but those who are annoyed, you need to get off my Facebook anyways. Because if you're annoyed by seeing me on Facebook, then you shouldn't be on my Facebook, because why are you on it if you don't want to watch me? Why are you on it if you don't want to support me? So if I drop like 30 people off my Facebook, bye Felicia, I don't care. I'm at this point in my life that I only want positive people. I only want those who are going to support me. I only want those who are going to be there with me, be on my side, give me a hug when I need to get a hug instead of kicking me while I'm down. Pick me up. Those are the people that I need in my life. Those are the people that I've been putting into my life. And if you don't want to be that for me, then bye. Get out. I don't need you. I need support and love. Everybody needs support and love, whether you know what people are going through or not. You don't know. I'm strong. I put on my face. I do what I have to do because that is me. But sometimes I am human as well, and I have a heart and I break. And that's what you all just saw. You saw the reality. You saw me at me. But another reason why I needed to say this is because I am sick of those who want to think I'm venting because I just want to bitch. Think I'm just being me and being mean and being a bitch, because I am. But you all love me for it. But right now, everybody in the world is so screwed up. Be more supportive, be more loving, be more caring, be less selfish. Get the selfishness out of you, because the more you're selfish, the more you're bringing that to yourself, and the more that this world does not need. This world needs to be with everybody. Everybody needs everybody. What part of that don't everybody understand? Instead of fighting with each other, we all need to be together. Us women need to band together instead of being catty with each other and start crap and start drama because they want to, because that's just what's in our blood. Who cares? Change it. Change the script. Change the stereotype that women have for against each other. You know, if we all banded together and if we all stop being catty with each other, what we can do, the amount of love that women have for everybody is amazing. And if we actually use the love that we have and use the hearts that we have and use what God has given us, if you believe in God, and if you don't believe in God, you believe in something. You believe in the universe, or you believe in butterflies, or you believe in unicorns. Who cares? Those are all loving things. Take that love, put it in your heart, and then share it with everybody. Because the more love and support that we have for everybody, the more we can all just keep pushing through this life. Because guess what? Life is shitty as it is. We don't need to add to it. And that's what I've been trying to do. My life is already going to come at me. God is already going to give me my strifes and tribulations and my hardship. I don't need to add to it. I want to try to embrace it so I can make it better, so I can teach other people that life is hard and life is difficult, but it's not worth ending it, and it's not worth fighting, and it's not worth already causing more drama into your life. This fire has taught me how to love. This fire has taught me that there are so many good people in this world, but nobody's recognizing it because everybody has so much hate and selfishness and evilness inside of them. Yes, some people did not get any financial assistance from the fire. And every time we try to go somewhere, that the homeless people or the transients or whoever, the evil people are just taking more and more. That's fine. They're going to get their karma. But love each other, people. Love each other. We all need to love. I do stand proud of it. I don't care. I am who I am, and a lot of people accept it and a lot of people don't. I am a bitch, but I'm also the most caring person that I can be. I love on everybody until you do me wrong. The moment you do me wrong, I turn around and I tell you how I feel. Because the moment you do me wrong, how many other people are you doing wrong? How many other people are you treating like that? And how many other people are going to back down and just let you continue to treat them like that? I'm not that one. So some of you have been getting the brunt of my crap, and I apologize. Some of you need to hear it, and some of you have asked for it. I've been that way, and I am that way. And if you want to support me, please support me. If you want to message me to say, let's get some coffee, let's get some coffee, or some tea, or some sushi, or some pho, or some tacos. I'm offering all of you who care about me to come and reach out to me. I am not going anywhere anymore. If you want to come see me, come see me. My door is open. I love you all. It's been an hour of your time. It's been an hour of crying, and it's been an hour of my nonsense. But those of you who are on and those of you who are supporting me, you're showing me right now, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And I'm giving every single one a cyber hug because I need a cyber hug. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to get going. My phone's been blowing up because I didn't tell anybody I was going live because that's just what I do. I needed to do it because when I'm raw and I'm thinking about it, I need to. And my anxiety level has been through the roof because I need to do this. But thank you all. I love you guys so very much. Again, tomorrow, come up here and see the life of Campfire Survivors. That is all I can say, and that is what I'm going to end with. Goodbye, you guys. Thank you all.